We were lucky enough to have Skylar White's editor, Leis Pederson, talk us through the editing process. She shares with us how she helps shape the career of a young writer and tells us a little bit more about the creative relationship she and Skylar share.
I came to work with Skylar because her agent called me and told me about this really amazing book that she had that I absolutely had to read right away. And she didn't give me a lot of information about it. She said the book would stand on its own, and she was right. And I fell in love with it right away and knew that we had to have Skylar as part of our team. Absolutely, I do think her life experiences have given her a new perspective sort of into her writing. I think she's done so many different things with her life and experienced so many different avenues, both in her career and her personal life and all of that stuff. And I think it really shines through in the way that she writes and the sort of eclectic nature of her stories and how broad she's willing to go in different things. And I think all of that really shines through with her and makes her the great writer that she is. I think working with veteran authors and debut authors both have their things to them, and I really like working with both. I like working with veteran authors because they come to the table with a lot of experience. They know what they're looking for. They know how to sort of navigate their way through the system, and that's easy for us because that makes it such a smooth process. I like working with debut authors for the opposite reason because they don't know any of that stuff, and they really are looking for you to sort of guide them, and they're very excited and very into the whole thing, and they really bring their enthusiasm to the table, and it's very contagious for an editor, and so they make it, very exciting. So working with both veterans and debut authors has their ups. That's a tough one to describe in Falling Fly. I guess first and foremost I would say it's a book that I absolutely love. I think ultimately it's a love story that brings in all of these different things about desire and the paranormal and vampires and angels and all of that stuff. But ultimately it's just a really amazing love story about these two people, and it's just a really great book. As far as trends in the paranormal romance genre go, I hate the word trends a lot of times because I think there isn't really a trend that we can say that you should follow, and I think it's sometimes detrimental to authors to ask that question because I realize that they're looking, they want to know what the next big thing is going to be and whether or not they can write it, but I think an author shouldn't write to a trend. They should write to what they believe and what is in them to write, and I think trying to cater to a trend, if you're trying to force yourself to write something that isn't in your repertoire, so to speak, it's going to show and it's not going to be the book that you want it to be. So I tend to stay away from saying what the trends are. Really, I'm just looking for the next great book, whether it's dragons or angels or demons or were-chickens, I don't know. But if it's a great book, it'll stand out, and if it's got, vampires in it like we've been seeing a lot of, then great. If it's got fallen angels, which we're seeing more of, even better. But if it's got those elements and nothing else to it, then it's not going to matter anyway. So really, it's just the next great book.